And we're back. This is Neal Isaacs, the Raleigh business broker, bringing you more content about small business transactions for business owners, business buyers, business advisors to small business transactions. And I do a lot of content about leases, and this is another video about leases. A lot of this stuff comes from deals that I'm a part of, or I see other intermediaries that we work with. It comes up again and again. And today's video is about what you actually need when you ask for the lease. If you're a business, if you're producing your own lease, or if you are looking, if you're buying and you want to see the lease, or you're going to go talk to the landlord, what do you need? Sounds simple. You need the lease, right? You need the terms. It's actually often what we get when we request the lease is not the lease. It's an extension. It is some type of a letter of intent. Sometimes we get all kinds of documents, but and here's why. What landlords tend to do is they will write one lease and they will hire an attorney to do it, and then it has an original term, and then it has extensions, and sometimes it gets assigned. So business owner starts the business, they finish their first term, and then the business owner says, I want to extend it. And then they do some more paperwork. They get the first extension and the second extension and the third and the fourth extension. If a business has been in the same place for 20 years, they may be in their fifth extension, right? So leases can be extended. And then when they're sold, you'll get an assignment. You can tell it's an assignment if it has different people's names on there. So when you get the lease, make sure it is the original lease, or if it's an assignment or extension, it usually will refer back to the original lease. Often these extensions or assignments, they're not the full lease. So you don't know all of the terms that you're agreeing to. It'll say everything from before, and we're updating this and this and this. So you got to go find the before piece, right? And this stuff gets lost. If you just have the most recent stuff, it's good that you have that, because that's probably, you want to check the dates, right? Make sure it's applicable to the time period we're living in. But you can just ask the landlord if you're missing it. If you are the business owner, you can't find it, or if you're on a deal and you're at that stage where you're talking with them, you can request the original lease from the landlord, and certainly they should have it. But it's really important to have all of the components of the lease. There's a lot more content I can get to about the lease, but today's point is just make sure you got the right document, and look at the time frames on it. I just did a video about the personal guarantee and how important that is. That sometimes is a separate document altogether, and sometimes it's buried at the end. But that's an example of how a lease can have many different components. One more thing: sometimes a landlord sells their property, and then you've got documentation from two different landlords, right? So you could have a document that states that the tenant didn't owe anything to the previous landlord before that was moved over to the new landlord, and that's kind of an important one as well. So it's called an estoppel agreement. Make sure you're looking at the right component of the lease. Make sure you have everything. If it references something, go and find the piece that it's referencing. This stuff can be hard to track down old documents. We've looked at leases that are 20 years old and still going, and they were printed and scanned many times, but you got to go back to the original source. I hope that's helpful. Hey, whatever the questions that you have, please put them in the comments below. This is Neal Isaacs. I love to talk about business, brokerage, buying, selling, anything around that topic. So direct message me your questions if they're confidential and specific to your deal, or put them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, this is Neal signing off. Have a great day.